Alright guys, this is a couple days late. This was my trade from Friday. Had a nice little weekend, took my mind off the market for a bit. So my trade on Friday, Thursday we watched Tops and the shipping sector just kind of take off on some rumor news that Tops might get acquired. Uh, this stock pretty much just sat dormant at 105 and slumped down for, I think it was the last month. February it might have had some rise. It took off here. I think at the peak it was at like 130% plus on Thursday, and then it slumped off. Couldn't hold that 250 level, 240, broke down, came down here, bounced off 180, and then towards the end of the day it picked up again, and then it looks like shorts covered here around the $2 range going into after hours. This gray shaded area is after hours, if you can see, and yeah, it broke out up here in the after hours. So I thought, you know what, maybe there'll be some continuation on Friday. I watched after hours for a bit. It's just zoom this in here. After hours, and actually what I was watching was this breakout here of 220. This is where it broke out in the after hours, and then it came down here and it retested 220, retested, and then this was pre-market. Is the switch over right here from after hours to pre-market, gapped up, went up to a high of 275 pre-market, and then kind of sold off. I think these were profit takers from the day before after they saw this kind of bump up into the 250 range that they waited before, but here kind of came down, consolidated, and then it rolled over and it had a big sell-off just before the open. I watched it in the pre-market and I just told myself, all right, you know, it came down here under 220. 220 was a nice base here that it built off of, but then when it fell down under 220, I thought, okay, this is a nice steep sell-off. You know, hopefully we'll get a nice quick red to green and it'll bounce back after the bell, but it didn't. It kind of kept rolling down here, bounced off of $2, and then it picked up a little bit of momentum. And I thought, okay, if it breaks up over this 220 line again, I'll get long. 300 shares I grabbed down here, and I was totally just faked out. So I jumped in on this candle. Was it this candle? Yeah, I jumped in on this candle. So this one went to break. So I think I hit the sell right around here. I got a bit of slippage, and I jumped in at 221, sorry, and then instantly, just look at that. The trade, look how long the trade lasted. It was a 44-second trade. By the time I hit the bid to jump out, I think I hit the bid around 210. I got filled at 202, so it was a $66 loss. You know, I didn't hold on for too long. Obviously, I could have just jumped out right away, but I mean, I feel that I gave it a chance, and as soon as I saw it just plummeting down here, I hit the bid, jumped out, got a bit of slippage on the downside, and you know, I had a, what is that, $19 loss or something like that. So, you know, it is what it is. It's all part of it. You know, I wanted a nice screen trade to end the week. So far for the week for my trades, I'm 50% accuracy. So I got 3 reds and 3 greens. The only problem is that my one green wasn't very good. It was only like a $5 trade, so ended up being on the losing side this week. And then for the total on this account, I'm 33% accuracy. So a little bit on the lower side. If I can tighten up my stop loss and my risk versus reward, oh, sounds like my washing's done. Tighten up my stop loss, and that's the way to be profitable. So I'll keep chipping away at that and work on my accuracy, and we'll go for there, because at the end of the day, it's a little bit and catch a couple more winners. But you know, it's breakout or bailout. So you can see bounced off $2, came up here, looked for the break at 220, jumped in and got long 300 shares, hoping it was just going to climb up. I probably would have jumped out right around here at 250. You know, 10, 15, 20 cent move per share would have been nice. Instead, no, it rolled over and then straight down. So this is a, you know, this is a total anticipation move. There's no way to predict this. It's just get long. If it breaks out, you're in, and if it doesn't, jump out, because look what happened. It fell down here right to 182. And me and Jordan Lutz were talking about this, and it's like, you know what? If I just held on like so many people do, like, oh, it's going to rebound, it's going to come back. No, it came down here to 182, and then for the rest of the day, look at that. It just slumped along, slumped along, slumped along, slumped along, and it really never regained $2 for the rest of the day. It just bounced underneath it all day long on Friday, and I watched it. I kept an eye on it. My max loss is $50 on this account, so as soon as I hit $66 on that trade, obviously I was done. I closed down my platform, closed all my order windows, and I just watched the market for the rest of the day. It was Friday. I wrote a nice little thing on the group page about quantitative data and what I kind of predicting for Monday's gap up, if there is one in the stocks that I think will gap up. So we'll see what happens, and I won't plan a trade tonight. I will plan it tomorrow during pre-market. I'll scan the news tonight to see if there's anything over the weekend, but I won't look at the charts and trades tonight. So $66 loss, no big deal. Slumped under the $700 mark on my small account, but you know what? I'm going to keep pushing through and trying to get a trade out of this. So, all right, guys, I'll chat with you tomorrow. Okay, bye.